The anime started with Yogiri. He is a loser child walking in a corridor filled with corpses and bullets flying in all directions. He walks towards a camera and asks where Asaka is his caretaker. He continues walking towards a room and the door suddenly opens. A woman is wielding a gun as she holds Asaka hostage. Asaka asks the woman what she wants, but the woman tells her to shut up. Yogiri happily runs inside the room, happy to find Asaka. The woman tells Yogiri to not move, otherwise she will blast the Asaka's brains out. Asaka complains about being hurt, and in the next second something happens. Some waves appear and the woman drops dead to the floor. Asaka is confused, but Yogiri simply hugs her and smiles while saying they should return. Suddenly, an older Yogiri is awoken from his sleep by his classmate Tomochika, who seems to be in a panic. He opens his eyes asking who she is, but quickly remembers she's the girl with the weird name. He remembers that before taking a nap, they were on a class trip and asked if they already arrived. However, Tomochika replies they haven't and tells him to wake up and see what's going on. Yogiri looks around and sees several of his classmates lifelessly and they're full of sauce. He notices that one of them is pierced by something strange and asks what it is. He decides to look outside the bus and notices something wrapping around it. He thinks it could be a giant snake or a lizard. To figure it out, he grabs a random mic on the floor and throws it against the pier guy. Turns out the dead cannot fight you back, but the thing that pierced him starts moving. Yogiri returns its attention outside the bus again and realizes that thing is a huge wyvern. The monster flies up and decides to charge at the bus while preparing to breathe fire. Suddenly, Tomochika hugs him in despair. That moment rewires Yogiri's brain. The sensation of a plot-filled girl holding onto his arm changes his mind. He focuses his mind on opening a door and says one word, die. In the next second, the wyvern suddenly collapses onto the floor. Yogiri tells Tomochika that they're safe, but she's confused and asks about what's going on. Yogiri pulls out his console while telling her to calm down and tell him what happened. He started playing a video game, but she got mad mentioning this was not the time to play games. After watching him play for a bit, she simply tells him that he's trash and video games and starts giving him tips, but she quickly realizes about their situation and tells it's not the time. He asks if she's feeling better and she confirms. He tells her to start explaining how they got into this situation. Tomochika reveals their bus was driving casually through the night. However, after passing past the tunnel they found themselves in this strange field. Everyone was confused and she even asked her friend if the outside was always like that. However, her friend couldn't answer. Suddenly, a girl entered the bus and greeted everyone inside. She introduced herself as Shion, the granddaughter of the great sage. Their teacher got up to complain, but the girl simply popped his head right away. The girl then acted like nothing, telling the kids to calm down and pay attention without doing anything stupid. Everyone froze in shock, as the girl told them not to annoy her, otherwise, everyone would meet the same fate. She explains to them that her power level is 530,000. She then pops up the driver's head mentioning that was a joke and she expected them to laugh. She knows this isn't unfair, but that's how it works in a different world. She decides to then explain this whole thing to the students. She summoned everyone here because she's looking for sage candidates. She reveals this world is ruled by sages and their numbers are quite low. Therefore she summoned them as a way to get new personnel. She points out her hand forward while casting some magic. Tomochika thought everyone was going to get blasted and closed her eyes, but when she opened she saw several students glowing. However, she was one of the few who didn't glow. Shion then reveals she installed Battle Song version in all of the glowing students and they should see some logos on the screen. Tomochika is confused and asks her friend if she can see anything. Her friend uses her fingers to touch some air, explaining she sees some colorful letters saying status. Shion then reveals this system can only be used in this world and is called the gift, and everyone must use it to try and become sages within the next month. Tomochika raises her hand to ask a question. She claims that she didn't glow or see any of the logos. Shion simply replies that some people are not compatible and that she should deal with it. Tomochika gets shocked, especially when Shion reveals that if nobody becomes a sage, they will all become livestock to produce magical energy. Shion then explains their first mission will start in an hour and they should try to not get wiped out right away. She then walks away and Tomochika sits down, revealing that she doesn't understand anything. Her friend mentions there are some details regarding their mission on their screen. Turns out their job is to escape from the incoming dragon. Tomochika doesn't believe something like that exists. However, Yazaki, one of the guys, tries to act like a leader. He claims they should try to clear the mission and how they all need to work together, and for that reason they need to talk about their strengths and weakness. Everyone writes their name and stats on pieces of paper, but Tomochika realizes that there are 4 students including her, who didn't glow. However, one of them is Yogiri who's sleeping, cause who cares? They all complain about his carefree sleepy time until they notice everyone else stepping outside the bus. They also decide to go outside, but Tomochika stays behind to wake Yogiri up. The other girl tries to convince her to leave him behind, but they suddenly hear 2 guys arguing. Turns out Yazaki won't let the 4 come with them. The delinquent complains, but Yazaki tells him to shut up because his class is the general. He decides to turn into a douche, breaking the bus chairs, and explains that this is the power of a gift. He's only level 1, but he's way stronger than those 4 pleb humans. The other girl tells Yazaki that if he's strong, they should protect them. However, Yazaki replies this is part of the plan. Everyone is confused, and he tells the girl by his side to use his gift. She activates her charm ability, which doesn't affect anyone. Yazaki walks away, explaining the skill makes her popular with monsters. In short, there's a nearby dragon around, and by using that skill on them, the dragon will attack them while giving the rest a chance to escape, and this was a decision that everyone with gifts made. Tomochika cannot believe that her friend would betray her, but Yazaki reveals she actually did, but Tomochika knows that Yazaki must have forced her. Yazaki then steps outside and locks the door. They try to open it out for a while when they suddenly hear a noise outside. Tomochika thinks it's a dragon when suddenly something crashes against the bus. The guy freaks out and Tomochika notices the other taken out. After explaining the whole thing, Yogiri realizes there's a big problem. He has no way to recharge his console in this world. He then gets up, mentioning that according to Yazaki it's now safe outside. Tomochika asks if Yogiri did something, but he replies the dragon crashed onto the floor and died. She knows it's a lie, but they decide to get out through the window. Upon checking the surroundings, Yogiri notices they can go to the hills, city, or forest. Tomochika then points out that something is flying in the sky. After observing, she realizes it's 3 of their classmates. Yogiri is impressed by her sight at long range and asks if he should kill them. She asks what is wrong with his mind, but Yogiri simply replies they left them behind to die. Tomochika says he shouldn't talk about killing them. Yogiri's answer is that they could be hostile toward them. She's confused, but the guys start getting closer, also confused because the dragon is dead. One of them notices that Tomochika is still alive and complains that he was planning to turn her corpse into a zombie so that he could go wild. Yes, that type of wild. The guys talk between themselves, complaining about turning a corpse into a zombie and using her as weird. Hearing those words, Tomochika realizes they clearly cannot be friends. Suddenly, one of the guys casts a huge fireball that barely misses Tomochika. The guys keep talking between themselves how about they refine their magic and how one of them is a healer, the other a hero, and the last necromancer. The guy who cast the fireball then tells Tomochika to come to his side without resisting. She's confused about his request, but the 3 simply reveal they want to spend their fun time with her. Tomochika realizes they're all after her body. Yogiri is impressed that she has the guts to say that in that situation. The necromancer guy complains she and Yogiri seem too close, but Yogiri simply says he will manage even the conversation. He points at the fireball guy and tells him to die. The other 2 laugh it out, but get shocked to see the guy randomly hug the floor. They ask what happened and Yogiri replies he simply ordered him to die. He tells them to not move, but the necromancer tries to check on his friend. Yogiri tells him to die as well. Only Fatso remains and Yogiri says that if he moves, he will die. Yogiri promises to explain his ability and tells Fatso to check if the other 2 are truly dead. Fatso complies and uses his healing ability, mentioning he can cure anything in an instant. However, his friends don't move. Tomochika realizes that Yogiri is the one who killed the dragon, but he simply didn't want to explain what happened. She gets mad at those words, but Yogiri explains that Fatso is dumb, so he needs to explain in detail to him instead of her. Fatso complains the Yogiri went too far, but our boy simply explains he only did it because they tried to attack him. He then explains that his ability is called instant death to any target. In fact, he doesn't need to tell people to die, he just needs to think about it. Fatso says that's impossible, but Yogiri would love to test the theory. Fatso accepts the feed and tries to get close to Yogiri, pretending to be scared, but he's preparing to attack him with a magic attack. However, Yogiri simply tells him to stop. Fatso is confused and Yogiri explains that he also has an ability that allows him to know if someone has the intent to kill him or not, and to make it worse, he can combine the 2 abilities. In short, he doesn't need to know who's trying to kill him. Fatso gives up in tears and Yogiri asks why they're so cocky so early after getting those skills. Fatso then reveals this is the second time the three of them came to this world. They defeated the demon world and returned to their world. Yogiri asks Tomochika if the three missed any classes and she replies they didn't. Fatso reveals that when they returned home, only some hours had passed. Yogiri decides to kill him, but Fatso asks Tomochika to help him. Tomochika replies she is only alive because Yogiri saved her, therefore he should deal with it. Fatso calls her cold and pulls out an item, promising that if she puts it on him he will become her servant. In short, it's a slave collar and he puts it on himself. He acts like a pervert while walking toward her, but she tells him to stop. The collar starts strangling him and she asks if there's a way to stop being his master. Fatso obeys the order, mentioning that she can transfer it to another person. She does it, transferring to Yogiri, who decides to not kill him. Instead, Fatso should head to the forest full of monsters and wait there, but before leaving, Fatso should leave all his items and never tell anyone about the Yogiri and Tomochika. Fatso obeys orders and Tomochika asks if this is okay. Yogiri replies that Fatso will always betray them, therefore it's better this way. She then asks if he isn't suspicious that she might turn him in. Yogiri simply replies it is what it is, and after all he's the one who decided to protect her. She blushes, mentioning she doesn't know how to reply and that they never spoke much before. She asks why he decided to protect her. Yogiri initially replies he doesn't know why, but after Tomochika's insistence, he admits it was all because of her soft and juicy developed plot. She blushes and gets angry, complaining that men are all the same. Meanwhile, Shion is in bed doing whatever is that the guy comes to report, mentioning that the first mission was cleared with 4 casualties, 2 with no ability and 2 S ranks. He mentions the S ranks died instantly without warning and thinks it's an instant death magic. However, she returns the possibility and returns to bed. That brings the episode to an end. Thanks for watching. Want next part? Subscribe the channel and turn on notification bell.